So when it comes to EV vehicles, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? To me, the company that comes to my mind is Tesla, Rivian. I know that Toyota has their own version of an EV. Ford has one. Nissan has one. I know that Hummer and GMC just barely came out with their own EV Hummer, which is cool. It's expensive, but it's cool. And also Kia. But did you know that Sony is coming out with their own EV? I didn't know that. Personally, I was shocked when I found that out because my good buddy, my best friend, Kildare, he sent me this message on TikTok, and he sent me. It was kind of like an overview of Sony's EV, and I was kind of blown away when I watched this video. But man, this thing looks amazing. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is what it's called. It's called the Vision S. Now, there's also a Vision S02, which we're going to be talking about. That's the SUV family size vehicle version of this EV. But I want to go down here to this real quickly because I love this statement right here. Moving forward with you, creating a thrilling experience in mobility space and bringing the richness of the coming era to our planet and society. Sony is boldly accelerating in pursuit of this vision. Hand in hand with our partners, we will make every moment as appealing as possible. Sony is cultivating new inspiration through the fusion of creativity and technology. And that's true. These guys, they are very innovative when it comes to creativity and technology. In fact, my family's first 4K TV that we still have was a 3D TV, and we didn't know that until we really read up on it. But this is the coupe version of the Vision S. So this is the coupe, and we're gonna talk about the 01 and the 02. But this is the 01. But it says superior quality space in the form of a beautiful coupe. This thing, it looks really pretty. I love the rims. I love the fact that it looks very sleek, and it has you can see that they put safety in their minds when they were designing this vehicle. So we're going to view some more because I've already seen some concepts of this car and it looks really pretty, but I want to go through this with you. A beautiful design pursued to the limit. Vision S will redefine the future form of mobility, from safety and operability to experiences including entertainment. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I remember growing up, I grew up in the late 90s, in the 90s and early 2000s. A lot of this kind of stuff really wasn't around, but I even remember driving to Texas a few years ago and seeing these people they have these SUVs, but they actually had TV monitors in the back, and we're going to be going over that in the SUV version of this later on in the video. But I remember kind of being a little jealous. So I thought, yeah, I had my phone, but I don't have, I can't play my PS5. I can't play my, whatever system I have. I have some games on my phone, but those can get kind of boring after a while. And I remember being kind of jealous of that. But I want to go back to this because we're going to talk about a few different features on the coupe, and then we'll probably end up doing a part 2 where we talk about the SUV version, because the part 1 is going to be the coupe, because there's a lot that goes into this, and honestly, I can't talk enough about it, and that's why I want to do this as a 2-parter series. But let's go back to it. All right, so the exterior, you can see how beautiful and sleek that looks. To me, that looks like a sports car. I've been a big car enthusiast since I was 14 or 15. I actually wanted to go into the automotive field for a little bit when I was in high school. And I love the rims. I love the sleek design of the front. I love the sleek design of the windshield and how it just intertwines one with another. It just looks like a very well put together vehicle. Now, this is one thing I really like. I like the back, that it looks futuristic, but also blends in with modern society at the same time. There's a lot of EVs that are coming out. Now, I'm going to be doing another video here soon where I'm going to be doing an actual walkthrough. I'm going to bring this full circle. I'm going to be doing a video here soon where I show you guys an actual walkthrough of the Kia EV from a technology enthusiast perspective. So stay tuned for that. But I love the fact that with this right here, wherever it is on your screen, I love the fact that it looks sleek enough to look futuristic, but also modern enough to look like it fits in with modern society. But, you know, honestly, I love the fact that, you know, it looks like it's so well designed. The interior, this is one thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about. And so the interior, this is something that, like, when Killdeer sent me that message and they were talking about this, I was thoroughly impressed with this. Because you can hook up your PlayStation 5 and you can play your PS5 with this right here. And I love that so much because, you know, don't get me wrong, and this is not a jab at like any other EV car company, but I like the fact that with this one you can play, you can play your PS5. You can, you know, if you're sitting there waiting for, like, you know, maybe you have to sit down in a city that's like 30 miles away from your house, and you're going to be sitting there for like a few hours waiting for someone. You can sit there and play your PlayStation 5. And I think that that is really cool because at my core, I am a gamer. I'll admit it. If you guys don't already know that, and gaming is coming to this channel. But I love this, and I love the fact that you can have a really cool screensaver. I love this screensaver right now because I'm a big stargazer. And I love the fact that it takes up the whole dash. And, you know, this whole thing is, you know, so real quick, I drive a Toyota Corolla. And in my Corolla, it's a great car. I love my Corolla. But you can definitely tell where the odometer is and all the various, you know, your speedometer, your odometer, all that stuff is. And I love the fact that on this, it's just a digital display screen. Because as someone who has had to get with the times, especially when it came to tech, I've really come to realize how sleek and cool that is. Because like there have been cars that have kind of like, I can't even think of the word. They've kind of like, you know, gotten into this a little, not that much. But I love the fact that Sony is now doing this and they're making it an EV. Like, this is really cool. But I want to go down because this is another angle of it. Like, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's the whole dash. You know, they've kind of dabbled into the whole. Well, they haven't just dabbled. They have completely done this. That was the word I was looking for earlier, was dabble. But I love the fact that everything on your dash is digital. You know, even this right here is digital, and I love that. And I love how sleek that steering wheel looks. And that's something that I actually would kind of prefer to have because it looks very comfortable to put my hand on. But going on, so here's the specs. You know, you got the length, you got the height, the width, the wheelbase, the ground clearance. You know, it has a really good ground clearance, especially for a coupe. But there's one thing that I want to talk about, well, two things I want to talk about. I love the fact that it has all-wheel drive. Because here in the state of Utah, I'm going to bring this full circle again with you guys real quick. We're getting to the end of summer. Kind of, you know, fall's coming, then winter, then we all know the seasons, you know. And if you live in Utah, or if you've been to Utah, you know that the weather's pretty unpredictable. And there's a saying that we have here in the state of Utah, and it goes along the lines of, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes, and then it will change. Which is true, because especially in the fall, like, if you don't like the fact that maybe the wind is blowing, or maybe that it's raining, wait 10 minutes and it will probably change. It'll probably go sunny or at least just cloudy. But I love the fact that it has that all-wheel drive. I really do like that a lot. But the other thing I want to talk about is the fact that, you know, the acceleration is just amazing. You know, it's 4.8 seconds so it's from 0 to 62 miles per hour. And I love that a lot. So here's some of the specs of it. This is, you know, you got the length, the wheelbase, the width, the height. I mean, this thing looks really nice because there's some EVs that I've seen that I don't like. Like, you know, they're either too wide, or they're too tall, or they're too low to the ground. And that's just something that, I know that's probably me being a little bit of a nitpicker, and I'm sorry if you disagree with me on that, but that's just who I am. But there's a few things I want to go over with this. So here's the Vision S concepts. But the first thing I want to go over with you is the safety, because I am all about safety. And so real quickly, let's read through this. It says, even greater safety and comfort through a sense of direction both inside and outside the vehicle. Sony's safety cocoon concept addresses safety and security, which will be critical for enabling the advancement of autonomous, if I can get the words out of my mouth, got a little tongue-tied there, driving in the near future. With sensing technology that surpasses human vision, the system provides a 360-degree view of the vehicle's surroundings, while at the same time carefully monitoring the condition of the driver and the other conditions inside the vehicle. Furthermore, by feeding back sensed information to the real-time driver, it provides safety and comfortable mobility experience. Now, this is really cool. I like this part, especially carefully monitoring the condition of the driver and other conditions inside the vehicle. Especially like if you're driving, like let's say you're on a road trip with this car, and you're driving. You have your family in the car, your spouse, and your kids, and you're getting tired. This car will pick up on that, and it will send you messages giving you a heads up that you are acting pretty drowsy, that it may even give you some tips and suggestions on maybe pulling over into a rest stop and resting for a little while. But I like that a lot. I like the fact that they have security and safety, as their main goal of this. But going on, the oval sensing, over a total of 40 sensors, mainly Sony's in-vehicle CMOS image sensors, are installed inside and outside the vehicle, continuously monitor safety while driving. The system also helps to reduce passenger stress, as well as an aiding co-friendly friendly driving. I think that is so cool. I love the fact that it has all those sensors. Like here's that 360 degrees that it was talking about. I think that is really clever, and it's very ingenuitive. I think that's really impressive. I love the fact that, you have so many different things. You have the LiDAR, you have so many different sensors. I'm kind of tempted to get this car when it comes out. Oh, man. All right, so going on, the Sony CMOS image sensor for automotive. High sensitivity. Through the high sensitivity that recognizes the color and the shape of objects in low environments such as nighttime, it is possible to acquire high-quality data during nighttime driving on dark roads. High dynamic range, so HDR. You can obtain information with less overexposure and underexposure, even if the scenes with large differences in brightness, for example, such as backlight and tunnel entrances and exits. And the last thing on the sensor for automotive, the LFM, which is the lead flicker mitigation. Flicker that occurs while capturing traffic lights and signs using LED light sources is mitigated, thus enabling highly accurate acquisition of information, which I think is really cool. Like I know that there's a lot of technical terms on that, and like I said, I'm going to be doing a part two of this. I might even do a part 3 because we can really just break this down into like brass tacks. So the driving assistance, which is something that I think is really cool. The network of sensors throughout the car enables 360-degree recognition of traffic conditions. The sensors provide precision driving assistance such as advanced cruise control, self-parking, or auto lane change functions. That corresponds with the level 2 plus driver assistance. It not only enables safe, secure driving, but also allows energy-efficient driving and less stress reduction. Software updates allow for continual performance upgrades, and with the aim of ultimately achieving level 4 or higher self-driving in the future. And I think that is really cool. I love the fact that it has all these different, because when I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when I was taking driver's ed in high school, we drove like cars from like the early 90s and the mid 90s, where they were like the cars, like they were the school's cars that were kind of had a lot of miles, a lot of wear and tear on them. We never had this kind of thing. So this is going to be really good for drivers in the future, knowing that that driving assistant is already out, but this is going to improve it that much more. But kind of going on with it says automated valet parking. And I love this because it says recognize counter vehicle and wait until the vehicle is passed. Based on the map information and in real-time recognition, find appropriate parking space under confirming no closing obstacles. I think that is really cool. I love this design right here. And just the fact that like they show you right here that, you know, it helps you to have a better, safer parking experience, because we've all been there where we've had to, or we've thought we were clear and we started backing into it or something, and we either hit into someone's car or we came close to hitting someone or something. And I love this automated valet parking. The lane change proposal. The system consistently monitors its surroundings and provides the driver with easy to understand suggestions when it is safe when it's safe to change lanes. All the driver has to do is to turn on the indicator, and the lane change is done automatically, which I think is really amazing. I'm very impressed with it, because this is something that cars haven't been able to do for the longest time, and I wish that they had. You know, the advanced camera monitoring system, and instead of a conventional physical mirror, the vehicle is equipped with a digital monitor which combines the camera and display. The aim is to create a next-gen safety system that is easier to see than a physical mirror. Using Sony unique sensing technology and high visible, high brightness, and high resolution monitors, as well as HDR and other significant processing technologies. So this is just like, you know, it shows you like what it will look like. This is like a really close up, and I love this. This looks so cool. I'm thoroughly impressed with this. I love the fact, there's one thing that I really liked about this is that, you know, the aim is to create a next generation safety system that is easier to see than a physical mirror. I think that is key to me when it comes to driving safety, because honestly, there's sometimes when I'm backing out and sometimes I don't see someone, and I've come close to hitting or to back into people or whatnot, and I love the fact that you have this this next generation of safety systems. I think that's so cool. All right, so the lane change direction aid system. The system uses sensors to monitor approaching cars and pedestrians, alerting the driver before they come into view. When changing lanes, in particular, the digital side of the mirror system responds to approaching vehicles from behind, warns the driver of the south alert and flashing icon. 360-degree reality audio also provides an intuitive way to gauge the distance to the approaching vehicle. Now, this is really cool, because this is something that not many cars nowadays have. I actually wish I had this back in February, because I actually got into a pretty bad accident the day after Valentine's Day with my other job I do on the side from this. I can do that. I'll actually be talking about that on some upcoming the series I mentioned it before. It's a health series. I'll be talking about that probably in that health series as well. But I love the fact that they are just having your safety in mind. And I love that they show this diagram. I think it's great that they have this. There's the sensors that it's talking about. And I just think it's so cool. All right, in-cabin monitoring. Inside the cabin, the TOF camera sensors monitor the condition of the vehicle occupants. Facial expressions and gestures are used to determine the driver's level of concentration and fatigue. There's that drowsiness I was talking about, and alerts are issued when necessary. In addition, the lip reading system, which is currently undergoing research and development in conjunction along with the driver monitoring camera, reliability captures the driver's speech intentions, even in noisy situations, reflecting them into the content display and navigation system operation. In addition to the safety and comfort, the system also aims to adjust the temperature inside the vehicle by inferring the condition of the occupants based on their behavior right from the TOF sensor, which I think is really cool. I think that is just amazing that it has all this capability. But, you know, there's so much about this that I'm just amazed at, because this thing it looks amazing. And this is going to actually probably be a 4-part series. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is gonna be a 4-part series, because the first 2 videos, like this one and the next one, we'll be talking about some of the basic features of that we've just talked about. You know, with this one, we'll do with the SUV version of this. But then the last 2 parts of this, we're gonna really do a deep dive into this and really get into the nook and cranny of this, break it down to brass tacks so you guys as consumers and myself as a consumer, we will be able to really just understand what to expect from this Sony EV, because honestly, this thing, it looks amazing. Like, I love the LED screen display. That's one of the perks I really like, because I'm all about display. I'm a very visual person. But I think that this is so cool. I'm very thoroughly impressed with how this looks. I love the inside. It looks very user-friendly and comfortable. Oh man, I cannot wait to do a deep dive on this. And honestly, guys, tell me in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this? Like, is this a vehicle that you would feel safe and good about buying for your family, or for just for yourself in the future? And on that note, I will see you in the next video.